Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.
This 6-round World Championship kicked off in the deep sand of Markelo. There were 12 races ahead of these guys and the local boys did well. 1 or 2 though, despite their experience, came unstuck. That was not true though of Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak, who absolutely revelled in the deep sand of Holland. Some of the other guys had their fair share of woes. Moving on then to the Czech Republic in Loket, Gert van Verve and Ben van den Bogart really putting themselves on the map. They absolutely flew. Julian Veldman, Glenn Janssens also put themselves in the frame. Not so though for Marvin van Lukener. Then the deep sand of Lommel, just 8 kilometres away from Bax's home, where Jason van Dalen gave us his backflip trick. The start though in the deep sand at Lommel gave everyone a headache. The Prunier boys were in trouble. 1 or 2 of the home crews though mastered it and came out really well. Marvin van Lukener, Robbie Bax, Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak came out great after that. Estonia was next up. Langer, that was round 4 and that was a hard one. And it was 1 or 2 people crashed in a big way. Velman put himself out of the running. Van Verven crashed heavily. Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, a massive crash. That resulted in Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak getting a penalty, which was to really put their title hopes in jeopardy. But as you will see, they made a fist of it. Kurt Varick emerged from Langer with the red plate, going to the Czech Republic in Kaplica. 16 points clear of Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak. They would have to make good that deficit. They certainly rode really, really well. Marvin van Lukener, though, he and Robbie Bax came out on top as overall winners, but the gap at the top was now down to 5 points, but Varick and Kunas had the red plate. And they come here to Germany at Rudersburg with that red plate, with that 5-point advantage. Pretty track. The last GP was here in 2019. Stuart Brown, double winner on that occasion. What a lovely town. And the countryside outside just so alpine in every way. Four days of heavy rain preceded this event, and the paddock, well, the drivers had to be pulled in, most of them.
I'm here with Koen Hermans, one of our superstars, who's been at the top of his game since I've been involved in this championship in recent years. Koen, after the opening round, you must have thought it was all gone, but you've bounced back really strongly.
Yeah, the first GP it was not good for us, but there was not a lot of races, so we had to do what we can do. And in Loket we did start good. We did win the GP, and after the other GPs was also not really bad, but the season was too short to come back in the front, and it was not an easy year for us.
Realistically, what is your ambition for this weekend and to finish the season? You're in with a chance of catching Gert van Verven, certainly.
Well, I've seen the points and it's possible to pass Gert van Verven, but it's also a difficult condition. The track is really wet and muddy, so we can have some crazy results here. So we will do our best and we will do what we can.
Well, Marvin van Lukener, fantastic ride in Kaplica, but what about here?
For Marvin van Lukener and Robbie Bax, overall victory in Kaplica the last round completely changed the face of the championship. It's really on now, isn't it? It's game on again.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's still possible. With this condition this weekend, everything can happen. So we will fight till the end, and we will know it on Sunday evening, I think so.
The conditions are everything, aren't they? And if there's more rain, it becomes very much a lottery.
Yeah, for sure. And this track, we had already a lot of rain here. And last year when we was riding here, it was also with some mud. So everyone know how hard it is in this condition. So everything can happen, and we will see.
One of the other riders told me that even in the dry, this track really only has one racing line. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's maybe not just one line, but it's not so easy to pass, and for sure the right sidecars are it's a little bit difficult than the left ones, but yeah, it's still for everyone the same. Also this weekend with this heavy condition, it's for everyone the same, and yeah, it will be a lottery with a lot of rain and mud, but yeah, that's for everyone.
One race at a time, but good luck, and then after that, of course, you go to the Nations.
Yeah, we go next week to the Nation for sure, and yeah, that will be the last race for us, and yeah, for Robbie also, and it's finish of his career, and yeah, it's very bad for us and the team, but yeah, it is his choice, and yeah, I have respect for that.
So you have a winter of looking around, thinking, but I suspect you've already got a plan.
Yeah, for sure we had a plan, but like everyone knows, it's not so easy to find a good passenger for the high level. So yeah, I still have not another one, so I need to look and find a good one.
I'm afraid I'm too old.
Yeah, maybe we can try.
Well, Gert van Verven, family man as well. The dog in there in the background. I love dogs. I had a great weekend. There were lots here.
If you were to ask me what my impressions of Gert van Verven's season is with Ben van den Berg, I would say probably his best. Would you agree with that?
Yes, more than. Yes. It's the best season, my career. Yeah.
You are still within touch of the title. You've ridden a really, really hard season. How realistic is you not only to hold where you are, but to maybe gain a place back again?
Yeah, it would be very nice to get back on the third place. The title is quite far away, to be honest. It's more than, I think, 35 points. They really have to mess up to gain that position. But yeah, the weather, maybe everything is possible. But it would be very nice by the end of the year, Sunday evening, to be back on the third place. And if it is 4, yeah, I will not be disappointed, but also will be happy because yeah, it's my best year so far, and yeah, it's been awesome.
This track and the conditions that we can expect this weekend, how do you feel about that? Do you like a bit of mud?
Yeah, I like mud, but prefer to have a nice dry race. It's for everybody better, for the mechanics, for the spectators, for all the visitors who will come. But yeah, sometimes it's a mud race, also a fun race. And it's not the fastest guy who wins, but the clever guy who wins.
The guys you'll be competing against, your adversaries this weekend. Next weekend, you'll be team buddies.
Yeah, that's nice. And on a Sidecarcross, it's not your enemy, it's all friends. And yeah, in the race, sometimes you have to get a pass and not so clean sometimes, but in the end you're all friends and sometimes also family. So yeah, that's Sidecarcross.
Are you keeping your cards close to your chest for next season, or can you tell me something I'd like to hear?
For next year I haven't decided anything yet because yeah, this week we brought the headlight that Ben will stop with us, and I have to search for a new passenger. But also my mechanics will retire by the end of the year. So I have to find a complete new team. So maybe if somebody is interested, they can call me. But I don't know what I will do next year. We have to see first this race and next week the race, and then we'll see what we're going to do.
Gert, why is it that there's becoming a shortage of good passengers, not just in this sport, but in sidecar road racing as well? There does not seem to be the quality of passengers or the quantity.
For my side, I think it's the quantity of the passenger. These guys like Ben, Kaspers, all the guys, they are willing to do everything for it, and they have the capability and the will to gain that title or level what they want. And I think some younger guys, they think it all comes by itself and just hop in and go, and that's not how Sidecarcross is. I think as a passenger it's one of the toughest jobs, and you have to be on a high level to come on a high level.
Well, as I said earlier, they've had a lot of rain here. The track is in a state, but I had a look at it with two special guys.
This is the bit in the show where we normally talk about the track. Well, I am going to talk about the track, but just look at the state of it. They've had 4 days of rain here, and I'm going to discuss these conditions with two guys to whom, there you go, it could make or break their weekend. André Chomak, passenger to Etienne Bax, Larry Kunas, passenger to the championship leader, Kurt Varick. Larry, first of all, you must be nervous anyway, but seeing the track in this condition, well, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, yes, but I'm not too worried. We have a really good bike and the setting's really good. We've been testing on Tuesday the bike and it feels really good, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Andre, this could make or break your career. You know, this means so much to you to win this championship, and you're 2 races away, and this makes it a bit of a lottery.
Yeah, it's little like a lottery, but I think everything can happen on this kind of the track. I know Rudersberg so well from past, and many new champions was here, and now I stay here and can be also the new champion. But now in this moment it's before the race and we have to concentrate, we have to focus for our return, for our feeling, for our speed, and then after we can see how we happen.
The one thing about the Sidecar Cross paddock is that off the track you're all friends. You walk down here together, you're the best of friends, but when the gate drops, all of that goes away, right?
Yeah, that's true. When the gate drops, it's a race, so there's no friends, but after that we always shake hands and be happy for one another.
What would this mean to you to win your first title?
Everything, yeah, it's what I've been working for.
And Kurt is capable of doing that. We've shown how reliable and how consistent he is.
Yes, of course, and we have a great speed.
Etienne is a man that just doesn't lie down, does he? He is so determined, he is so confident. I think he sleeps and dreams about winning championships. Do you get that same impression?
Yeah, I think I have the same. I like his kind of the people, how is Etienne, and this is nice to see we in this moment each other next to each other, and this is what I like also start of the season. If I see his friendly feeling, that it was from my side, it was one most thing what I would like to find from my colleague on the bike, and we are together like a big friend. This is important for us, I think.
Well, that's great. Larry, the conditions are as they are. If you could change them and have the sun shining and this track dry and hard, given everything that's at stake, which would you prefer?
I feel like Rudersburg is always muddy, so it should be muddy.
Okay, I think that's your answer. And you, Andre, same question.
It's how say Larry, yeah? I know only Rudersburg on the mud, and then maybe it will be muddy, that will be great.
Yeah. 2016, we all know there was only one race. Now, if that is the case, does that mean that you guys will be really trying in race 1 just in case?
yeah, of course, yeah. Always full gas.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, shake my hand, because only one of you can win. So the best of luck to you both.
Well, time training has come and gone. They've sorted out their places for the qualification races, and in Group A, Marvin van Luken and Robbie Bax got an absolute flyer, but Kurt Varick was right on him, as well as Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain gated really well. They were double winners here in 2019, so they know their way around Rudersburg. They obviously enjoyed it. Suits the left-hand sidecar. And the rest of the guys, you could not even tell who they were. We'd said before the race, if you weren't in the top 4, nobody will know who you are, because you absolutely get filled in. But Van Lukener was on a mission. Stuart Brown riding really, really well. The red plate holder, Varick, he and Larry Kunas staying in a good place. Remember, this is about a race for the grid positions for the 2 Grand Prix races, hopefully, that we will get away tomorrow. Stuart Brown now coming under pressure from Frank Mulders. The number 72 crew, he and Avar de Ville, absolutely flying. not regular attenders in this. They've gone well in the deep sand on the odd occasion, but they were going well in the mud here. They gave Josh Chamberlain a bit of a clout there as they went through. That nearly knocked Josh off. He was clouted by Frank Mulders as he went past. He gave him the strongest of looks, that's all I can say. But Josh Chamberlain, totally reliable, stuck with it, stayed in it, but it did cost them the place when Mulders went through. Stuart Brown, though, fighting back, and Koen Hermans, Nicolas Mousset did not get the best of starts. They were to be in dire trouble as well in these conditions, not feeling at all comfortable or easy. But just look at the mud. 4 days of rain, as we've said, up to this, and constant rain as well. And the organisers worked really, really hard to make the track rideable. And it was rideable, certainly in this Group A qualifying. Those guys at the front were making the most of it, getting away. Mulders still leading Stuart Brown, but Stuart Brown always keeps a card up his sleeve, and he was very, very good on this track. Only one line, though, to speak of. We mentioned that in the interviews. Hermans and Mousset there closing. Mulders in the deep stuff. Hermans Mousset trying to get by Stuart Brown, as Stuart Brown, Josh Chamberlain got stuck, and through went Hermans and Mousset, only to fall foul themselves and have a problem. Killian and Yvon Prunier, number 94, the French boys, seem to like a bit of mud. Newly crowned French champions, and they were looking pretty good here at Rudersburg in these adverse conditions. Tim and Sam Lefrink, number 75, the young brothers looking good together, but everyone paddling around. There were all sorts of crews in trouble. Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset again in really, really deep stuff. Just look how that bike is bogged in. There's no way they're going to get that out easily. Locked together with the outfit behind them, and I have to confess I couldn't identify who that was. At the front, though, Van Luken and Robbie Bax, absolutely supreme, picking the line over the jumps. They were high and dry, looking fantastic and very, very strong. Derek too. I said in the interview that he's more than capable of doing it, and he was riding really well, although he was 2 seconds a lap down on Marvin Van Lukener's time. He and Larry Kunas giving away 5 points to Bax, and then this fiasco happened. The track got absolutely blocked. Just look how deep they are in there. Sven Visselink, 19, he and Jens Vincent stuck. Van Lukener saw the yellow flag, and anxious not to repeat Etienne Bax's deemed mistake, pulled off the track, and that was really game over. 5 laps completed, the red flag came out, and the result declared. Van Lukener, Varick, Mulders, top 3. Brown did not get back on terms with the Dutchman. Tanel Reisner, Lucas Cherney going well. Koen Hermans credited with 7th ahead of Gordiev, Visselink, Kops and Scholteloop.
Kurt, the last round of the championship, you have a 5-point lead. You come here to Germany. The weather is terrible. The track is muddy. Would you prefer it like this or nice and clean and dry?
Of course, clean and dry I like more. And this not motocross looks. We will see what coming this. Coming lottery.
Lottery is a good word because anything can happen. We are hoping for 2 races. Are you hoping for 2 races, or would you rather have it done in 1 race?
No, I hope it's coming 2 races and we win 2 races.
It's a lottery for everyone.
Yeah, this big lottery.
Well done, good luck.
Now let's have a look. We had past masters here, wonderfully historic stuff, and I want to introduce you to one particular crew.
I have in my hand a newspaper cutting from 50 years ago, taken here at Rudersburg, where this couple, seated on this wasp, won the event 50 years ago. Herbert Simon, Hans-Georg Peppinghaus, the very same team, 160 years combined ages between them. just amazing. They're seated on a Wasp. First of all, Hermit, it's a privilege to meet you. Congratulations. How does it feel to be back at Rudersburg?
Wie fühlst du dich zurück in
Ja, very, in English schlecht. Sehr emotional.
Very emotional.
So,
Chris is over. If I can just go to Chris. Chris, you can translate for us, can't you? Were they back here since that victory 50 years ago?
Yes, they were. 1974, they were here. And I was with them here in 1972.
Pepe, I know they call you Pepe. How is your English? Can you talk to me a little bit in English if I ask you a question?
My English is not good, no.
Sounds pretty good to me. Listen, you're there on that handrail, on that very same platform, on that same sidecar. Is it just natural for you to stand there and hold that? It's an easy thing.
Natürliches Gefühl, hier wieder zu stehen.
Ja, es ist natürlich, es ist very nice here for this team. Here for all the long years, they stay here in the sidecar mit Herbert Simons, and it's very nice for me. Yes.
Let's talk about the bike. It's a Wasp bike, and we've seen a Wasp with a big Suzuki in it. And in period, Chris, the Wasp was really the chassis to have. Is that right?
It was really the chassis to have. And the competitors, they came later, but the Wasp was the really beginning of it.
What made it so special?
It was the very first fabricated bike produced in serial. And before, everybody built what they ever had underneath their workbench. So this was very, very special. And also with the geometry, it was very special.
Let me ask Herbert about GPs. We're here at the final round of the World Championship 2022. How many years did you race in GPs in World Championship? Or in your day was European?
Ja, von Beginn. So we meet in France. So I drive from 71 to 75. And I win at 2 laps, not all. So I remember many races mit Dave Fox, mit Guilford, mit Thompson, all the English drivers.
Turner?
Yeah. So the best remember in Halstead in England, we win the international sidecar class. The weather was very English.
Fantastic. With a single cylinder, and they were all on Triumphs and Nortons.
Many Nortons on Westlikes, on we win.
Fantastic. Well done.
The Englishman said when I see him, English friend, Simon, King of England or of Halstead.
Well done. It's a pleasure to meet you both, and hopefully you'll get out on the bike tomorrow. Let's hope so.
Yeah,
Hoffentlich fährst du den morgen.
I hope. I will do my best.
Riders' presentation. This is where the teams get to meet the spectators, the fans, and despite the cold, it's bitterly cold here. We've had the torrential rain, the families are out in force. Estonian flags abound. A huge support here for Kurt Verreck and Larry Kunas. And can they pull it off? Well, we shall see. Etienne Bax will have something to say about it.
Yeah, this makes things difficult. Not for us, not for my mind, but I also woke up in the night and hear the rain, and I think, what would be more catastrophic for our team than to have a red flag in the heats? So whoever wins in the end of the day. I think we make a very good chance. We feel good on the bike as well, and. But we just want that we can ride and defend and take easy, of not easy, but take a way to collect the title. Not by having a red flag to lose a title again, because I have the same case in 2014.
So good to see young Julian Veldman back with Rodolphe Le Breton after that massive crash in Langer, which damaged his shoulder. It was a huge crash, broken ribs, punctured lung, but so good to see him back here.
Well, we have done a few times on the sidecar now after the crash in Lange, and yeah, yesterday was the first time on the racetrack again, and well, it went really good. We needed to change a few things to get to the front again, but well, it was all good, and yeah, I think I'm ready for it.
And you have Rodolphe Le Breton, the French boy, on board. Is he okay?
He's a really good one. After the crash in Lange, Glenn broke the shoulder blade, and yeah, he could not ride. Yeah, Rudolf sent me a message to ride with Sam. I said, I think the last GP I will do that. So yeah, we do the last GP, and yeah.
Now listen, you talked to me earlier this season about your plans for next year. Has anything changed? Could we see you back on a sidecar for 2023?
I don't know yet. It depends on this weekend.
Well, that's good. So you better get out there and do the stuff.
Well, we need to make the best of it.
Well, you better get out there, Julian. We need you on the list. And talking of lists, they line up Van Lukener, Bax, Varick, Veldman, top of the pile. Mulders, Frank Mulders, absolutely flying. Van Verven in there, Brown, Wilkinson. Reisner has been putting in a really good performance as well. Bit further down the orders, Lucas Cherney in there on the Java, Bastien Chopin alongside. Herman's way down, that's a surprise. Gary Moulds, Lewis Gray looking strong as well. Jake Brown rounding out the top 20, and then a bit further down we've got Blanc, Chanteloup, Vires and the Prunier boys. Well, the tension then, 2 races ahead of these guys. They were wondering if they'd get any races at all. The conditions still bad, but overnight the organisers worked really hard to make the track rideable, did a great job, and we are going to have 2 GP races. It's only been a 6-round 12 race season, so we need these. We want Bax and Chermak and Varick and Kunis to have a fair chance, but don't rule out Stuart Brown. Race 1 then, the gate goes down and away they're off. We're looking for somebody to claim pole position. Right in the middle, there's Van Lukener, there's Stuart Brown on the inside. There's the red plate of Varick, but it's Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak sweep round the outside into that tight corner. Stuart Brown, Josh Chamberlain going with them. That is a fantastic start for them already. Oh, that's Justin Kuban upside down. Justin Kuban, Dion Rietman stuck there. Not a good scenario for them, but the men who matter, if I can put it that way, have got away in front. Kurt Varick not where he would have wanted to be. He's got Julian Veldman breathing down his neck, but Stuart Brown in second place and looking really strong here. What a great start that was. Looking for Brett Wilkinson as well. He and Joe Millard appeared to be getting away quite strongly. Wilkinson, it is then, he and Millard 199 ahead of Marvin Van Lukener and Robbie Bax. Out in front though, Etienne, Stuart Brown. Look at that ride by Brett Wilkinson, and what a cracking start he had. So strong early in the season, at one point was right up in the top 3 of the championship, but he's still fighting well. Kurt Varick then, the red plate. He's got to keep Etienne Bax in touch. This is not about start positions, this is about points. A 5-point gap between them coming into this race. And Kurt Varick, that was clever, just missed that. That's Wilkinson upside down. Wilkinson causing something of a bit of a traffic jam. He and Joe Millard completely sideways and upside down. So game over for them, I would have thought, in these early stages. There's no way back when the conditions are like this. Etienne Bax with a clear track, he can ride it when it's like this, he can see where he's going. But look at Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain, double winners here in 2019. The last time we had a GP, the finale of the 2019 season, it was Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain. Up to third then, Marvin Van Lukener. In fourth place, Kurt Varick and Larry Kunas. And is that Gert Van Verven's front wheel in behind? Yes, it is. Gert Van Verven, Ben van den Bogart. Then it's Julian Veldman and Rodolphe Le Breton. And if that pair gel, then who knows what could happen in 2023. What a prospect. Number 11, Gert Van Verven. He and Ben van den Bogart chasing hard. Kurt Varrick does not want anyone to knock him back down. 25 points are in Bax's pocket at the moment in the front. And then in the 22-point place, it's Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain. Then we've got Van Lukenen in the 20-point place. Varrick, well, he's really under pressure here. He is losing points, and at the moment, if things stay the way they are, then Etienne Bax has taken a marginal lead in the title. Van Lukenen now ahead of Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain riding well, but Varrick now closing on the British pair. Another pair sidelined there in the mud, and they're going to meet this all the way around this track. If you go offline, then you are in trouble. What a weekend we've had here. Going to bed on Friday night, we wondered if we'd even have a motocross race there. Stuart Brown doing the good thing. He moved over there because he knew he was fighting with the championship contenders. That was totally British, totally gentlemanly, and he let Kurt Varrick through. What a start. Varrick then on his way. Stuart Brown's not going to do the same for Van Verven because he's not in the title chase. Mathematically he was, but realistically he and I both know that was never going to happen here. Not with Etienne Bax and Kurt Varrick on the dynamic form they are. They've been riding sensationally, and don't forget that Etienne Bax has fought back from that 16-point disadvantage. Now we've got Julian Veldman, Rodolphe Le Breton, number 31, closing on the back of Stuart Brown. The rest of the field coming through, that's Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans, who did not get a good start. He had a shocker. So he and Nicolas Mousset are having to work for it yet again. Who's that sidelined? Surely that is not. Yes, it is. It's Veldman. Veldman sidelined. So the Mega gave up the ghost. He was kicking it there to get it fired up, but well, who knows what it could be. In these conditions, it literally could be anything. Blue flags being waved. So Stefan Vyers, I think, that might have been a left-hand chair. So we know that was Ian Copps and Dan Phelps, 98, I think, in the all-orange strip. It's lucky I can make out the fact they're still orange. Now Kurt Varrick is having a look at Stuart Brown again. What will Stuart Brown do this time? He said earlier in qualifying he found he was catching the guys up, so he's doing the same again here, you know. Not in contention for the championship after a few disastrous early races. Race leaders then, Bax and Cermak in that 25-point position. They're doing a really good job here. This was a brand new outfit when it came to Kaplica, so it's done a few racing miles now. Checker flag goes, the firecrackers go, and Etienne Bax and Andre Cermak, job done. Marvin Van Lukenen behind Justin Kuban coming round. Kurt Varrick, Larry Kunas. And, well, they are coming up behind what looks like Tim and Sam Lefferink, the number 75 crew. Varrick and Kunas then have given away valuable points to Etienne Bax. Race 1 result then, Etienne Bax, Andre Cermak from Van Lukenen, Varrick, Brown, top 4. What a ride Brown had, and Varrick fought his way up. Van Verven, Gordiev going very strongly. Hermans, Veldman, Dan Foden, Nathan Cooper again strong. Gary Moulds rounding out the top 10. He and Lewis Gray doing a great job here.
We've talked before about what a World Championship would mean to Andre Cermak, and he doesn't think that way. He thinks race by race, but you are one race away, level on points. What an amazing first race.
Yeah, we had a great start. It's so important, I think, on this kind of the track. It's much important to be there first in the corner, and then we follow our rhythm. Now we feel together so comfortable. that I think everybody can saw on the track, and we make a good gap to the second, and only to go to the finish and stay on the first position. Now in this moment we are stay on the good points, and I think need again the whole shot in the second moto, and then it can be everything possible.
5 points clear. Well, in the opening race, Etienne Bax won. They were third after a terrific battle. You are now unbelievably dead level in the points. How does that feel?
It's exciting, of course, but I feel like we can pick up the speed more. Just made a few changes to the bike suspension, and I feel like it's going to be good.
Yeah, there was about 2 seconds a lap between Etienne's speed and your speed, so I was thinking that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, we needed to change the settings a little bit, and I feel like with the new setting it's going to be better.
In 2019, Stuart Brown won both races here at Rudersburg. He got pretty close today in the opening race as well. A brilliant start. Conditions were awful, but you rode well.
Yeah, we had a good start. At the beginning of the line for us was a little bit tacky still. Etienne just flew away. We just couldn't see him. You know, he was gone. But then we thought we'd stay out of the way, let the front lads through. They were fighting for the championship, and then we thought it's strange we was catching them up again. So obviously our line must have got a little bit better. And then that's basically the race. We just kept going.
Well, dead level. You could not have written the script, could you? 11 races gone in this 6-round championship, just ahead of the final one. They're dead level on points. Astonishing. Race 2, just round the corner. The tension, well, you can smell it. Unbelievable. Race 2 then, Etienne Bax carried his bike to the line rather than clog up the rear wheel. And away they go, and it's Marvin van Luckelen and it's Bax, and look on the inside, Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain have got the whole shot. Round they go, in the lead. Josh Chamberlain, what a brilliant passenger he is, talking about retiring. I think this is possibly his last Grand Prix, but look at that big mix-up. Who's in there? Any big names? Well, 1 or 2 at the back, I'm sure, but all the men who matter have got away. Julian Veldman again. There's Gert van Verven at the back of that. Doesn't be where he wants to be, doesn't want to be. Put my proper teeth in. Here they go then. Bax in second, Van Luckelen behind him. Another good start by Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. Their first race start came to nothing because they upended it in deep mud. We know how good Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain are around this Rudersburg track. They've got the measure of it. It seems to suit the left-hand sidecar well. There is only this one line though, as you can see, and many of the teams have talked about it. If you go wide and in the deep stuff, you're in deep trouble. But Brownie's moved out. Van Lukene's through on Etienne Bax. He's through. Van Luckelen then moves up into second place. Etienne Bax does not want this because the further back he goes, although he has a points advantage over Kurt Varick at the moment, the further back he goes, the less likely he is to finish the race with a point advantage. Marvin van Luckelen and Robbie Bax with his passenger also having a swan song in World Championship. So Robbie Bax retiring at the end of the 2022 season. He'll be on duty for the Sidecarcross of Nations. Bax then past Brown. So back. Oh, look at that. Andre Chermak nearly threw his body under the front wheel of Stuart Brown's Husky. They're brave, these passengers. There they are then. Wilkinson. Varick there. We can see Julian Veldman. Where is the red plate of Varick? It's in behind Brett Wilkinson. So he's got to master that. Here comes Koen Hermans and Nicolas Mousset. Again, another not very good start for them. So something of a torrid Rudersburg finale for that pair. Gert Gordiev is getting the Justin Kuban treatment. Justin Kuban looked across, but Gordiev said, no, mate, I'm having that back. Thank you very much. And dived up the inside. Look at that. Van Luckelen showboating. A bit premature for that, I would have thought, but wow. What a wave. They know they're home and dry to overall victory here. And third in the championship, consolidated. Checkered flag for Van Luken and Robbie Bax. Firecrackers go off. Fantastic ride for them. Etienne Bax then doing everything any Andre Cermak have to do to bring this home and gain the championship. That's enough. Good result. They've done it. Kurt Varick sadly dropping behind in the points, and it will be a 4-point gap, I think, at the close of play. But Etienne Bax and Andre Cermak are the 2022 FIM Sidecar Motocross World Champions. There it is, confirmed then. Marvin Van Lukener, Etienne Bax second, and the championship. Veldman, Varick, Wilkinson, what a ride he had. Gordieff, Hermans, Dan Foden, Nathan Cooper 8th, very strong ahead of Gary Mould, so they'll be pleased with that. And rounding out the top 10, Tom van der Lagermatt.
Marvin and Robbie, a day with mixed feelings, brilliant success, overall victory, third in the world, but this man, after a magnificent career, is moving on. You're very moved.
I'm so happy to end like this. It's so beautiful to end up with a Grand Prix win. So I'm a happy man.
And you must be, because you were riding strongly all weekend. Difficult conditions, you were fast all weekend.
Yeah, you know, we know together that we will fight till the end, and like I said already before, we never give up till Sunday evening. So yeah, we did it like that, and I was hoping in a little bit bad conditions. There is more lottery, so there then was maybe still the title possible, but it is like it is, and we are third in the world, but we win 3 GPs, so I think we can we can be sure that we're one of the fastest one.
And you'll be back for more, of course, in 2023.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I will fight again for the title. With who? Yeah, I'm not sure, but we will there.
Robbie, you'll be having some family time, and I wish you all the best with that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Well, third in the world, not too shabby, is it? And likewise, second place is not too bad either. Kurt Varick and Larry Kunas, what a brilliant fight they put up this year.
Kurt Varick, Larry Kunas, the crowd round us basically says it all. Silver medal in the world. You must be a proud man.
Yeah, yes, of course I'm very happy, and look here, and I'm very happy.
I thought at one point we were in Estonia. There were more Estonian flags here than I saw over there.
I don't know where is this Netherlands and Belgium flag. My feeling also here is only Estonian and one Latvia flag, Estonian flag, and I see also one Czech flag.
That'll do.
I'm very happy.
Larry, a great career. You obviously get along very well together. You've enjoyed the season?
Yeah, of course, and I cannot thank the team enough. It's been a great 3 years, and it's been really awesome.
Do you have plans for next season? Both of you, either of you, together, apart, whatever?
We might take a flight to Spain and have mojitos on the beach.
Can you book me in?
Yeah, of course.
That would be good. So, are you going to Kremlin for the Nations?
Yes, and we take also some good place.
Good. So we'll have more conversation there.
Yes.
I love my interviews with you. They are great. It's wonderful. You've been a good team. You really have ridden very, very well. And you must be disappointed, just 4 points, so very close and yet so far.
Yeah, it was really close, but I think the team, me and Gert, we did what we could do. We tried our best, and this is what we got.
4 points, just the gap, but I mean, in the face of an adversary like Etienne Bax and Andre Cermak, it was always going to be a tough ask.
Etienne Bax, Andre Cermak, you never ever doubted yourself, Etienne. You've got strong will. You never ever gave up.
I think this is what you need if you want to win a title. You know, you need to fight till the end, always. You need to walk one step faster than the concurrents, you know, and that's, I think, the key of winning championships. But I'm just so happy, you know, we've been through a lot this year with penalties and all those things. I'm so happy we came to this point, and even was not sure in the night, you know, because I hear rain all the time, rain. I think what's going to happen, you know, will it be racing or will it be no racing? So I'm happy that it ended up like this, and I'm very happy for my friend, you know. He deserved the title a long time already.
I think we're all happy for you as well, Andre. And earlier in the season, I said to you, what would it mean to you to get a title? And you said, I'm not thinking of that. We take it race by race. But what does it mean now you've got it?
Exactly. For me, it was important to focus for all the races separate. And then if I see how it's the work of this team, it's so nice to see how they make the hard job. And if I saw this, that I make also from my side the best what I can do, and in this moment I hold here the red and the first position, the title, and this is the best what I can feel and what I can do. And thanks to all team, to Etienne. He is not normal guy, and I think it's you can see him. He works so hard for this sport.
Yeah, he's inspirational, and I agree with that. I spoke to him earlier, and I said, when you got the whole shot in race 1, I could imagine when you both went in, you went yes, and that was about right.
Yeah, that's what we're screaming in the second corner. Say, oh yeah!
That's fantastic, because I could sense that emotion, and I know what I would be feeling in that position.
We knew that it was so important, so we prepared all morning the bike to have the best shot on the gate. So we did not even roll the bike. We carried the bike to the gate.
I know.
We put duct tape in the fenders, what we take off after the sighting lap, because we did not have a practice. We did all we can. So I want to thank my technical team as well. You know, they're great guys. You know, nothing is too much, and that's so important. So I'm happy.
Well, your whole setup is the most professional in the paddock. Your commitment, your dedication is echoed all the way through the team, and he's caught it as well. It's infectious.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear this, you know, because this is what we want to hear, and this is what we are fighting for. So thank you for the positive news.
Well, many congratulations to both of you, and I look forward to seeing you back in action next year. Don't know about you, you'll tell me one day, won't you?
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing, not normal.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you very much.
Etienne and Andre then, champions by just 4 points from Kurt Varrick and Larry Kunas. Marvin van Luken third, Gert van Verben, then Koen Hermans. Julian Veldman, despite missing a round, was up there. Brett Wilkinson, well, he can certainly do it. He's got the speed. Let's hope that these guys, and further down the order, Stuart Brown, 12th. Great ride though this weekend again. David Sanders, Daniel Williamson. Will we see him back? It's just been an amazing season. Great names all the way down the order. It was only 12 races, only 6 rounds, but we at WSC enjoyed every single minute. We came through a difficult, dark period over 2 years, and this series is now back with a bang. The FIM Sidecar World Motocross Championship is well and truly alive. We'll be doing it all again in 2023, and I hope to be talking to you all the way through the action. Thank you so much for being our audience. Thanks for staying with us. We're off in a week's time to the Sidecarcross and Quadcross of Nations. But from me, Barry Nutley, thanks for being with us. We've loved every minute, and we'll be talking to you again. Do not go away.
Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Luken certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.